first, obviously, Big 12's coming in, a lot of hype around, a lot of the different groups going on. How are you guys feeling right now as we get so close to it?
I mean, we're feeling great. It's a little pressure on us because our women's team is sitting in first in Big 12s. Men's, I feel like there's no pressure on them. So, I mean, we're excited. Hopefully we do well.
Do you view yourself as a leader when it comes to those type of situations? Because you're saying if the different people are feeling pressure, how do you address that both personally but also as a team whenever you see other people?
I'm one of the leaders, but I'm not like a dominant leader. I feel like for our women's team, there's really no dominant leader. Everybody steps up at a certain point in time because, of course, even leaders fold or fall sometimes. So there's plenty of leaders on our team.
What's it like to get it at home? Everyone, gets to come see this facility. You guys get to sleep in your own beds and everything. What's it like to actually get to host here again, especially for the Big 12s?
It feels the same. I mean, we've been having home meets, but I mean, this is conference meets, so now it's on a higher level of energy.
You guys have been facing Big 12 competition pretty much throughout the entire seasons for indoor so far. It hasn't been all Big 12, but you guys have pretty much seen everybody. Who are you most worried about in your events?
Am I even?
Who of the Big 12 are you looking at? Okay, that's somebody I've got to make sure I'm ahead of.
Okay. Really, myself. I got to make sure I have myself first. Other girls, Fallon, I believe that's how you say her name, from OU, and whoever else. Honestly, everybody, because it can be anybody's day. I'm going to be honest. There's times where I have good jump days. There's times where I have bad jump days. Hopefully, conference is the day I have a good day.
Have you guys had conversations about holding serve this year with regards to winning both the men's and the women's Big 12 indoor championships with it being here? And what have those conversations been like as a team?
Especially for our men's, like I said, I mean, they won last year indoor out. They can do it again. As far as our women's team, this is like our first time just having this big chance of winning. If we do win, that'll be the first time in Tech history that women's track and field has won conference.
How important is the Big 12 title for you this year?
It's huge. It's me. I just transferred in, so being a part of this program, seeing the things we can do, coming in and being able to win my first title is huge. I'm really excited to be able to compete and do the big things with my teammates.
What would it mean not only for the men to repeat, but really just as the program as a whole for the men and women, if you guys got the sweep just for this season, what would that really mean for
everyone? It's huge because, I don't know when the last time that's been done, but that's a really good thing for the culture, just being able to take that momentum out to outdoor season. I think it's really cool, just to have both men and women at home be able to win. It'd be pretty huge for us.
Does that push each other whenever you see how good the other team is doing?
Yeah, I believe that with the momentum the men have had, that's really trickled down to the women's side, and they've got a lot better and stronger, and they want to win just as much as we do, so it's important for both of us to have that mentality.
Through the course of all the meets, you've pretty much seen everybody in the Big 12 already run here. How much of a benefit is that to know what exactly what your competition is going to be facing? Yeah,
it's a really good opportunity, and to be here at home every meet is also an advantage. So I like to see the competition beforehand, so we know what we're up against, and it gives you a little bit more confidence with your running. So it's very helpful.
Not just a Big 12 championship meet this week. No big deal for you guys, right?
Well, we're excited. First time we've had the opportunity to host in our new Sports Performance Center, which is just incredible. And we're real anxious to see how all the Big 12 comes in here and what they think about the facility. But we're excited.
You also hoping to make a statement to the Big 12 in general that this should be a place where it's held maybe on a permanent basis?
Well, we would love that. Iowa State might not like that, but I would love to have the opportunity to host more than just 1 year and then swap out, and maybe we can convince them to come here 2 or 3 years in a row and then maybe go to Iowa State occasionally. But I think it's the best venue for the athletes and for the conference.
With regards to your teams, you got the #1 and #1 teams this year, which is not something you guys have had in the past. That's got to be a special moment knowing what you could achieve this weekend.
Well, we're excited. Of course, the ladies have not been in this position, and they've got an opportunity to fight for a championship. And so I just hope we have a good meet, and that's what it's going to take. They're going to have to really be on par with the women. They've got to have a great meet, and hopefully Texas and K-State and a few of those don't have great meets. But I think they're pretty confident. They're so excited to be able to run at home, so it's going to be fun.
The men's team obviously has, I don't want to say a loftier goal because all of them have a loftier goal, but a loftier achievable goal. Is this kind of a warm-up, getting ready for nationals and that aspect of it?
Well, I wished it was just a warm-up, but they don't give these championship trophies away, so I expect a great battle out of Texas and Iowa State and the whole conference. But this meet's scary because of distance running. You have the 600, the 800, the 1,000, the 3,000, the 5,000, the DMR, which is a lot of distance races. That's not our strength. So it's always scary to me because I don't know how much they're going to double and triple and that type of thing. So if they do that, it'll be a lot closer. If we have a good meet, I've told our kids, and I will tell them tomorrow night, we just need to come in here and do what we've been doing. We don't, and cumulative, everyone's part's going to make the whole. And I think if we can do that, we'll be fine.
When will you know you're having a good meet for the men?
Well, I think after the first day, you know how you qualified. I tell them to fill up lanes, which means make the finals. And I think we have to make finals, and I think there'll be a few final events on Friday, which will tell us kind of where we are. But the running events will tell more because you're going to also know, like I say, how many lanes you fill up and how many you don't.
Is that going to be the same thing for the women?
Definitely. More important probably for the women than the men to fill up lanes.
Has there been any talk from the repeat from the men, not throughout the season much, but as now it's here, have you heard any guys talking about that, like what that would really mean to them?
You know, not a lot. This group's really, I think, real focused. They want to do well at home. This is, they probably feel a little more pressure because they've running at home. As much as they love it, it's still a little bit more pressure because of that. But I think this team, the men's team, is very confident just because we've had a good year. We're relatively healthy, and so it just gives us an opportunity to, if we'll come in here and do what we've been doing. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to do anything like that. Just do what we've been doing. We should be fine.
You're obviously, you mentioned the Sports Performance Center, wanting to host even more, bringing in the stands, everything is just expecting that, bigger of a crowd, trying to accommodate people, or what was the decision behind that? Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's relatively 1,000 seats over there, and we got relatively 800 here, and there's around 2,000 seats in the house now. And if you look at the numbers at the Big 12, they haven't been anywhere close to that. And if we can fill that up like we've been filling up this building every weekend, it's going to bring, this place will be loud if we have both sides filled. So that could be so exciting for the kids. Is bringing those in just another step and hoping that you can bring it back here every year and kind of assert this as the place? There's no doubt we want to put on a really good show about, putting on the meet. And so hopefully it'll impress so many people that they're going to really want to come back here often.
And the intimidation factor that having a big home crowd helps.
It's incredible. Our kids, we don't qualify anywhere else besides here to go to nationals and to qualify for Big 12 to get a lane. And so when you put this many people in the house, and they've got their friends and family that don't get to go to all the meets everywhere else, it's a huge difference. And if you ask Iowa State, has home cooking helped them to compete really well at home? It has.